evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a way to start our event tonight.
Thank you to our Kapahaka group for opening tonight's proceeding in such a special way.
And on behalf of Education New Zealand, who have organized this event, thanks to all of you for joining us here at the Carvel Hotel for what I know is going to be an amazing evening ahead.
My name is Sơn Việt and this is Culinary.
So I want to introduce a little more about Sơn Việt. He was the first winner of Big Brother in Vietnam. You know the TV show Big Brother?
No.
So this is the very first one, but now it's the one and only. Because after the first season, they stopped producing the shows in Vietnam. And I'm a TV host. So before my pregnancy, now is 6 months, my stage used to be like this, but now my stage is more like a kitchen at home. That's why I'm so happy to be here tonight, because this is my stage at the same time. It's a kitchen with a lot of lovely chefs that are going to show their talent tonight.
To offer his official welcome and tell you why we're here tonight, it's now my pleasure to introduce to the stage the New Zealand Minister of Tertiary Education, Skill and Employment, the Honourable Stephen John.
Good evening, everybody. Can I acknowledge Heike Manning, the New Zealand Ambassador to Vietnam, Ambassador Zoom, Vietnamese Ambassador to New Zealand, members of the diplomatic community here in Richmond City, Vietnamese government officials, Grant McPherson, the Chief Executive of Education New Zealand. I also want to acknowledge the Vice Chancellor of Auckland University of Technology, Derek McCormick. Can I acknowledge all the friends of New Zealand in the room, many of whom I've had the opportunity to meet more than once over the last couple of years. Good evening, Xin Chào, Kia ora. This is my 4th visit to Vietnam as a minister, and my 3rd in the last year. And some New Zealand journalists were saying, why is it that you are coming to Vietnam? And I had to tell them that the ambassador here is so good at organising events. He's arranged for the Prime Minister to come. He's arranged for a big fashion show here. He's arranged this wonderful evening tonight. Well, actually, the people from Education couldn't have done that, but Heike was claiming the credit. He arranged for Air New Zealand to deliver direct flights between Auckland and Ho Chi Minh City. Well, Air New Zealand did that, but he's claimed the credit. And Heike, I do want to acknowledge the very, very, very good job you're doing representing New Zealand's interests here in Vietnam. Like any good relationship, the relationship between New Zealand and Vietnam has been built and nurtured over many decades. Last year we celebrated 40 years of diplomatic relations with the ASEAN region and 40 years between New Zealand and Vietnam. As part of that relationship, education is a top priority for both Vietnam and for New Zealand. The average age of people in Vietnam is just 24 years old. So with so many of Vietnam's population under 30, the Vietnamese government is very focused on improving education standards. And New Zealand's high quality education system and our expertise in vocational training makes us very well placed to deliver more joint education initiatives focused on building skills for the Vietnamese workforce and attracting more young Vietnamese to spend a period of time studying in New Zealand. One of New Zealand's biggest strengths is we focus on producing graduates who are ready for work. In New Zealand, students are taught to apply the knowledge, not just to learn the knowledge. and we're demonstrating that here this evening. For the last 6 weeks, students from Auckland University of Technology, the Otago Polytechnic, Welltech, Southern Institute of Technology, the Academic Colleges Group, ARA, Battelle International Business School Hotel Tourism Management, and Viet Zhao Vocational School have all been working together to develop a 3-course menu which showcases the very best of New Zealand produce with the techniques and ingredients of Vietnamese cuisine. I cannot think of a more tangible way to showcase how New Zealand's practical teaching approach works than giving students the opportunity to work on a real-life brief and for you to all enjoy the menu that they have created this evening. The students have learned by doing under the guidance of a real culinary expert and mentor, Vanessa Baxter, over here. We give her a round of applause. These students have been sharing photos and stories about their ingredients online. New Zealand dairy products, lamb, kiwi fruit, honey, Vietnamese mushrooms, kaffir lime, green papaya, water spinach, and banana flour. The students have discovered that they share green shell mussels as a local delicacy. For the Vietnamese students, the idea of not including rice in the meal was challenging. Mind you, the Kiwi students have had to learn how to cook with exotic herbs and tropical fruits that some of them didn't know existed. There's a New Zealand chef called Peter Gordon. He has been dubbed the godfather of fusion cuisine. He was one of the first chefs in the world to mix and match Asian and European flavours. He once said, "Fusion can create the most stimulating meal you will ever eat. It's fun, it's playful, it's simply one of many cuisines. It happily sits amongst them like a magpie, borrowing bits from everything." And I see this fusion of foods as a bit of a metaphor for international education. Each year, New Zealand welcomes around 130,000 international students from over 170 countries around the world. They enrich our society, they diversify our campuses and communities, and they teach us new ways of doing things. They help New Zealand stay innovative and thinking new. From the ASEAN region, Vietnam is the second largest group of international students in this region coming to New Zealand. More than 2,000 Vietnamese students travel to New Zealand each year and study there. And from this last weekend, it's been easier to do that with the Air New Zealand direct flight between Ho Chi Minh City and Auckland. When I think about the future of the New Zealand-Vietnam relationship, it's all about us being better connected. Better connected through education, through travel, and through trade. Distance is no longer the barrier it used to be. I flew here on the first inaugural direct flight from Auckland to Ho Chi Minh City. Very easy, you just get on the plane, you have a meal, a movie, go to sleep, wake up, another movie, and you're here. We call it 2 movies and a sleep. And it's over to you to decide what order you have them in. Movie, movie, sleep, movie, sleep, movie, sleep, movie, movie. It's up to you. This new service will increase our people-to-people exchanges. It will increase our education linkages. And as I have seen over the last 2 days, they will increase the relationship that New Zealand's tech companies, New Zealand's food companies, and New Zealand investors have with Vietnam and vice versa. Peter Gordon has been a chef for Air New Zealand's business class menus for the last 20 years. So if you get the chance to travel to New Zealand on this flight, you will have the chance to sample the work of the godfather of fusion food for yourself. So that's enough from me. I don't know about you, but just reading out those ingredients, I got very hungry. I actually helped with a little bit of the cooking earlier. I hope for your sake you don't get to have the food that I contributed to. But can I congratulate the students on all the work that they've done? I'm sure we will have a wonderful meal courtesy of you all tonight. May the very best team win. The very best team win. Come on. Thank you very much. Kia ora.
Thank you, Minister John. And tonight you will see on your table you have like 3 chopsticks with different color, and you will use this later to cast your vote. The team 1 with the white chopstick, team 2 the black one, and team 3 with the red one.
So save your chopstick for later, not for now. But I won't keep you all any longer. Please enjoy the entries which will now be served, and we will be back shortly to tell you a little more about your incredible student.
Thank you.